Welcome to another episode of Spectacular. We are a podcast that talks about movies and shit, mostly shit. That's the fucking intro. I don't know. For 2 episodes,
nailed it,
I could
bro.
not get it.
God.
I am one of your hosts.
Comes down to clutch time.
Brandon, and of course, I'm joined by my co-host and best friend, Mike.
That is me.
And today we are discussing the movie We Came Together.
They
came together. I don't know why I think it's whatever. It doesn't matter. But they came together. So, Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about that movie?
They came together. Noah, how you doing? Or how's your?
We can get to that later. I don't really care about it, but
Okay, well.
we can talk about that in fact.
Not caring. It's going to be a theme of this episode.
Perfect. That sounds
Hey,
about right.
heyo! They came together from 2014, which I don't know about you, but I had no fucking idea this movie existed.
Yeah, that when we had looked it up after last week, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
But we'll discuss that more.
That. Written by Michael Showalter and David Wain, directed by
I do love them both.
David Wain. Molly owns a quaint little sweet shop.
Who's Molly?
That's from you motherfucking.
Yeah,
piece of
who's
shit.
in the movie? Then
Paul Rudd as Joel.
Joel.
Amy Poehler as Molly, and then literally everyone you've ever known in the
anybody
history of
that's been
laughter.
in a David Wain or Showalter movie is in this, and every comic I could think of. When
Manzukis.
I love
Bill
Manzukis.
Hader, Kobe Smolder, Ali Kemper, Ed Helms, Chris Maloney, Michael Ian Black, of course. Could they even do a movie without him?
They can't do anything without him. Apparently.
Keenan's in it. Max Greenfield, Melanie Linsky from our. What was that movie?
I don't want to.
I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
Yeah, and then lastly, didn't they have from 30 Rock, Kenneth? Well, I always forget his name. He's the smiling page.
I forgot his name.
I know, yeah, but okay. So now,
Literally, anyway. Okay.
Sorry.
Now Molly, parentheses Amy Poehler,
Thanks.
owns a quaint little sweet shop, candy store, whatever. Joel,
Paul Rudd.
works for a gigantic candy company threatening to shut her down. How they meet, fall in love, break up, and get back together is hilariously recounted in this rom-com spoof.
Would you say it's a spoof or a parody? They're pretty. Yeah, they're
Tomato.
similar. Well, there's a correct way to say tomato. I don't think tomato is a right way to say that. But so we watched this movie at the request of our pal Megan, and
Former pal.
yeah, Megan. What the fuck? No, it's so. Mike, I'll ask you this before we really get into it, and then I'll say my response too. Did you enjoy this movie?
I laughed quite a bit, but the execution, the idea of it, I hated to my very core.
Because you like rom-coms.
Because I like rom-coms.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where like I feel personally attacked, but that's okay because like you should challenge yourself, your ideas and your thoughts, to, if only not to change your mind, just to further better articulate your feelings and your positions, to a stronger understanding of who you are.
That's probably one of the most articulate things I've ever heard you say. Like one of the most profound thoughts that I've ever heard you say. And you're a very smart person.
Okay.
Very intellectual person I go to for advice and stuff like that. And I don't think you've ever said anything as insightful as that. And
That was not rerehersed, but okay.
it was not. It seemed like you were very much. And to go to what you were saying, it's not that I didn't like this movie.
Right.
I just didn't know that it was a spoof parody going into it.
Right.
So when I started watching, I'm like, what? Like the first scene in the restaurant, I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then
so you thought
I thought it was truly going to be like a rom-com.
just a rom-com.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I remembered, oh, this is fucking David Wain, Showalter, and Wet Hot American Summer. I mean, Wet Hot American Summer is probably one of my top 10 in comedy. Because it's just, you've never seen it, I know, but it's like super fucking silly like this movie is. And it even had, in Wet Hot American Summer, there's a couple of times where there's like a crash noise, like a pot like breaking, and they used it in this movie too. Just once, real quick. But it's not that I didn't enjoy the movie though, because I did laugh as well. A few times I even rewound it, because that's fucking silly. But I didn't enjoy it. It's, again, not that it's bad. I think if I had that mindset going into it, it would have been a little different. But I did not have.
Well, so that's the problem with not parody in general or spoofs in general. Because I guess you get a pass to be bad.
But if you watch the trailer, to me it didn't come off like it was a spoof.
No.
Did you watch the trailer?
I must have seen something.
Okay.
Or maybe I just read it and I I knew that that's what it was.
Well, it's just like that movie.
So, like, even a couple days ago, I warned Brandon. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Yeah.
I have an issue with snark. I think it has to do me personally. Like, it's
because you're not a funny person. You hate,
I'm not.
you
Yeah.
hate humor.
I hate
You-
laughter.
yeah.
You know that.
That's why I do
mainly
that immediately when I
children's
met
laughter.
you. That's children laughing is frightening. It's like a fucking evil gnome or something.
But I'd say we're both pretty sarcastic, I guess.
No,
What?
no way.
So I always think of like sarcastic and snarkiness kind of related.
Sure.
But as I get older, it's one of those things I'm like, are you just, is it used like kind of like as, which I guess people always say like it's used like as a mechanism or a barrier to like hide your true feelings, like to hide behind that sort of
Hatred.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-hatred. Yeah. So I try to limit myself from being that way as much as I can. Or even I notice if I'm like joking with people, I'm like, that sounds kind of dickish. It's funny, but it seems kind of dickish. So whenever I like see it in movies and stuff like that, it just gets me extra angry. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something like you see in yourself that it's like reflected back at you.
I get it.
And it makes you a little angrier at it. Where maybe someone else who doesn't feel that way about themselves, they wouldn't see that the same way. Like, so they wouldn't get as like viscerally upset when they see it. But that's just me.
Well, even at the root of it too is, again, you have such a love, maybe not love, but you really like rom-coms.
Yeah.
And to see that they're making a mockery of it could also.
I mean, I said that, but it's really like you can fucking make fun of it. Like if it's funny, it's fine. It's
Right.
no problem. It's just the way that this movie goes about it that I have an issue with.
in your face.
In my face.
Yeah. It's when it comes to using humor and sarcasm and stuff like that as a barrier, as you said, I absolutely do that. Like with my smart ass remarks and stuff, it's a way of me definitely like not expressing fully of like if I get into arguments and stuff, like I'll start to be a sarcastic fucking asshole.
100%.
And
Yeah.
only because I think it's just more or less that like maybe the stuff I'm thinking, like I know I shouldn't say certain things, so I won't. So I'll just be a fucking dickhead. But I also do try to end arguments, not say quick, but just like, why do we need to keep going about this?
Yeah. Cut them off at the knees.
Yeah. So like, I'll start to be a fucking dickhead when I know I shouldn't. I need to be better at that.
But I'm sure you do it the same way. Like I use that.
I use
to
one
like,
hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And lotion.
Yeah. But no, I use that in like most situations, like even like trying to be sincere, like in serious situations, like I'll revert to like just smart ass.
Haven't I told you I tried to make jokes at a funeral and they were not landing? And I was like, well, gotta keep trying. You gotta shoot your way out of a slump. Right. So it's not ideal.
But that's just our own uncomfortableness with that situation, and that's how we manage it.
There's two things to know when I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
One,
you get erect. You become erect.
I am literally engorged.
Yeah.
It's an optical illusion. So it's sarcasm.
And can I guess the other one?
Yes.
It's not a guess. Everyone knows. I know. It's profuse sweating.
Yes. 100%. I wanted to start with the sweat, but we're talking about the humor. So I started about the sweat. It's bad. But it'll start with the humor. And then if it's not getting any better, because obviously it's not going to get better because I'm being a smartass, then I start to sweat. And like it's just, I don't know. Stories you've witnessed, like even just the most simplest thing, asking like a customer service representative like in a store about like, hey, does this discount apply? Like I am starting to sweat. And if I'm wearing a hat, thank God, because then like I can just wick away. And yeah, it's holding it back. But then if I'm not wearing a hat, I gotta be like, and they're probably thinking I'm stealing something or something. They're just asking a basic question. But
I just thought of juror number, I think he's 5 or 6 in you ever see 12 Angry Men?
I have not.
Okay. He's just like this. Everyone, there's a bunch of characters in the room. There's a racist guy. There's the guy, whatever. There's the old man. Mm-hmm. But one of the jurors is just in a suit, and it's really hot summertime, like hot, sweaty New York summery time. Mm-hmm. And he's wearing like his jacket the whole time, never takes his jacket off. And the guy's like, oh man, you just never sweat, do you? He's like, no, I don't need to, whatever, something like that. And then they start asking him questions. And when he doesn't know the answer, that's one of the things like you see one bead of sweat come down on his face, then you're like, now.
Makes you think of Total Recall.
Exactly.
Like when he's like, take the pill, and the bead of sweat, he just blows his brains out. I actually just watched Total Recall again, and this next season, I was like, maybe we can just do a whole season of Arnold movies, but I think that might deter some of our listeners. Fuck them, right?
Fuck 'em.
But there's so many that are available on HBO Max and Netflix, and I'm like, we can literally have 12 episodes.
Well, that's the kind of an issue I had with not that we didn't like, not that I didn't like watching movies that we had never seen, right? But I feel like at least I didn't love a lot of the movies that we watched.
I agree.
Like Hocus Pocus was fine. I like Blowout. What did we just see? That was last year, but
Yeah, that was awesome.
but like this one I didn't really love. So I'm like, man, maybe we should just do like fucking the basics next year.
Malignant, Nobody, Licorice Pizza, Prey. I liked Prey.
I like Prey.
Nope.
I like Licorice Pizza too.
Nope, I liked. Sorry to bother you. I mean, that was kind of weird.
It was weird, but I enjoyed it.
I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
I like that one.
Hustle. So we started with Hustle.
Which one's Hustle? Oh, Adam Sandler.
The Adam
Oh yeah,
Sandler.
okay.
And so I
Maybe just really like recently, I just felt like I've been like too negative on this show.
well, out of this season, I would say like more about half of them, truly. So like Hustle, I liked. I don't feel at home in this world anymore. I did like it. Nope, I did. Prey, I did. Nobody, and Hocus Pocus too. So 16 Candles, I didn't. Malignant, I didn't. Blowout was all right. I just that ending fucking bummed me out.
I love that ending.
I do like. I told you this though. I do like a sad and not sad, but just like the bad guy wins kind of ending.
It's kind of subverted ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Licorice Pizza, I did not enjoy. And Sorry to Bother You, I could not get with the symbolism and everything. It was just really like So anyway, back to this movie.
Yeah.
So it's a parody. It's a spoof movie. I absolutely love everybody that's in this movie. Once I found out Mantzoukas was in it, and then obviously finding other people,
That's true.
I'm a big fan of Mantzoukas. And
The only guy I hate is Ken Marino, but that's just
he was so quickly in it.
yeah, he's so quickly in it. And
Here we go. Swish. Swish. I mean, that was silly. It reminded me of Along Came Polly.
100%, yeah.
But they were saying like basketball as they were like going in a circle. But it's not that I liked this movie, but I did enjoy parts of it. And the cast, great. I mean, everybody who you know in any kind of comedy movie ever is in this. And I feel like these actors chose to be in this movie because of David Wain and Showalter, like the humor that they have. I would think, because I don't think they're big names, truly, like director-wise and stuff like that, but they've had great actors in their movies. And the scene where Amy Poehler's character, the husband, is coming back into like, I thought that was John Hamm. For just as he was coming up at first, like fuck yeah, like Hamm is in it, but then it was, I don't know who the fuck that was.
Oh, it's you made me forget his fucking name. Go ahead. Continue.
So the movie though, with the cast, the directors, I think they made that enjoyable. But all the other notes that I have about this are
Michael. Oh my god, I can't remember his last name. Sorry.
Ian Black. No, everything else about this movie, like the notes that I have are just like silly stuff. Like Chris Maloney with hair just does not look right to me.
Michael Shannon, by the way, that's his name.
Oh yeah. No. That was the.
Oh, you're talking about Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
That's what. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan when he came up. Yeah.
That was the boyfriend.
Okay.
Or something. And then Michael Shannon.
Yeah, I know
is
Shannon.
the guy getting out of prison.
Yeah, and he had the sword, the samurai sword, and somehow he's fighting and doing all that shit. But let's go with your notes, because you had 5 pages of notes. So let's see what you have.
So like the actual funny jokes that just actually laughing, like Maloney like trying to wiggle his way out of shitting.
Shit.
He's like, somebody put on my costume and shit in it. I want to know.
And Mantzoukas is like, who do you think did it?
Almost all of Bill Hader's scenes, just in general, like just him looking at Ellie with disdain.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff is hilarious. He does one thing where it's kind of similar to a joke he did. Oh my God. What's the movie with him and Amy Poehler where he's like the surgeon for LeBron James, and she's the newspaper reporter or the magazine reporter doing a story on
Was
him.
that Amy Poehler? I thought that was the one with.
I'm sorry, Amy Schumer.
Yeah, that was. I know which one you're talking about. And Shipwreck or something wreck.
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck.
Yeah. that what that is? Yeah, yeah.
I think you're right.
Anyway, but they do a joke where he doesn't know how to do that check, please, like doing the check sign in the air, and he yells it. So in this movie, he does like the check, please sign with his hand to the waiter, but he's like, more wine, but it's doing the check sign. Like it's so absurd, which it fits in this movie. So I just thought that was super funny.
That was at the beginning, right? When he's asking,
Yeah.
when he asked for more wine.
When she comes out, she's like, I don't want him to see me. I'm dressed like a chimney sweep. She's literally dressed like a chimney sweep.
In the montage, she goes out in the
montage,
the armor.
The super zoom on Paul Rudd's face for some reason.
I wrote that down too. Where is it? Super close up Paul Rudd face. Why? And because he was just smiling and like happy to talk to her and stuff. So if you're talking about those kind of notes too, I wrote Bill Hader is great. When he goes low in the shower, he does that like that one face. I've seen memes of that, and I never knew what that was from. Yeah. And
I like how he's singing into the shower head, but it's like water forward, like into his face. Yeah. So that's super silly. Yeah, that's funny too.
The why did I write
even the drink ordering, like him repeating it right after the super long one, and then it ending up being on the menu, like word for word. Like that's a good joke too.
I remember myself going like, what the fuck, when he was in the bar, like, tell me about it. And then you could say that again, like for a solid minute.
Yeah.
And then they did that again with I don't remember what the other one was.
I just called them hammering jokes.
Yeah.
Like it gets so far that it comes around. It's one of someone comedian has talked about it before, where it starts kind of funny and it gets so long, they're like, this is ridiculous, but you do it so long again where it becomes funny again. So that's what that's going for.
I mean, I was laughing about it and I was getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But at the same,
that's the point. Like you're supposed to get uncomfortable until it becomes funny again. Right. That's the goal. So it does that. They did the same thing, like, oh, I love the way you say this. Like, I love the way you say you love the way that I say this. The hey, when someone's leaving, like, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Like the constant turning back.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks. Glad you, like,
yeah.
They hammered those as well a bunch of times.
Well, when I heard his voice when they were jogging, like he's calling him big bro, little bro, I was like, well, I know who the fuck that is, because you know Schmidt's voice. And that's, what's his real name?
Max Greenfield.
Max Greenfield. You just know it, no matter what. Well, now, after watching New Girl, top 5. And again, now that I really think about it, there was many scenes in this movie that I was funny that I enjoyed.
These guys are funny. Like I'm not saying they are not funny.
Yeah, but you just didn't like it.
So the issue I have is
too many white people.
Yeah. The use of parody as like kind of like I said, as a hammer instead of like being subtle and silly about it. So for example, if you think of like what's a good parody movie, like Scary Movie or something like that,
Airplane.
Right? Everyone isn't walking around like you see the tropes. Like the point of the parody is to kind of make fun of the tropes themselves, but they still exist in the world that movie creates, right? So like in Scary Movie, the characters are not saying, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm your token black friend," or whatever. I guess
they did do that though in another teen movie.
Exactly. That movie's not good.
Yeah.
Because it's funny it's trying to be funny for funny's sake, for almost pointing fun at the genre instead of like examining the genre or the tropes in the genre. Like, oh, look how stupid this is. Like, you remember when you see a movie and they do this? Like, isn't it dumb? Like everyone's looking around like, yeah, sure, I guess so, but that's not a joke. That's not funny in a movie. As opposed to like Scary Movie where they do it, where you remember Miss Mann, the gym teacher, like
the testicles.
Exactly. So Miss Mann doesn't come out and go like, "Hey, how you doing? You know, Sarah." I forget her name in the movie.
Her name in that movie was
not her.
I know Anna Faris.
Anna Faris.
I know this. Give me like 5 seconds.
Uno, dos, tres. I mixed up German and Spanish for you. You're
Thanks.
welcome.
I don't know.
But anyway, so okay, what Sarah? Hey Sarah, so you know me as your extra masculine gym teacher who's probably a lesbian. Like she doesn't say that. How do you know it? It's because she fucking puts her legs up and her fucking balls fall out. Like it's funny. Like that's how you know. But they're not hammering like every trope in your face. So like this movie is just him going, "Hey bro, I'm your big brother." and let me tell you how to live your life. Like, hey man, I'm your younger brother. I need time. I'm a free spirit and I need to be this. Like, it's literally just explaining every joke down to like its minutia, and we're supposed to find it funny, as opposed to like where it's just the jokes, where it's like, Bill Hader, like the fucking look, like that's what's funny. But Allie, like Bill Hader saying like, hey, that doesn't make sense to me. Why are you talking about your brother? What does that have to do between you two? And it's Allie, like, it's super meta, right? It's her literally like injecting herself in the movie. Well, I think what he's trying to say is his unwillingness to start the business is a metaphor for his, weird relationship, his issues with relationships. Like, it's just explaining the comedic tropes, but
It's
trying to
the
be
joke.
funny. Yeah.
It's you as a viewer hopefully get the joke, but if you don't or whatever it is, they still hammer it into you again.
Right,
like,
right.
hey, did you get that? Like, it's kind of
But
like how I used to write.
But that's making fun of the genre, not examining the genre and seeing what makes it funny.
It's
It's
how I used to write comedy too. I'd write a joke and then I'd write something right afterwards, like to kind of like, sort of like, did you get that? Like, not without asking those words.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. But it was like I would write it that way because the joke would be so niche, or not niche, but just like the way
it's a deep cut.
Sure.
But you want to appreciate the deep cuts for the people who get the deep cuts.
Right. Like, you shouldn't have to explain it. Like,
Right.
even in the first season of Man Beast, we made references to movies, and I think I originally wrote because it was a reference to Alien. And I wrote a line in there where we said, like, "Oh, good alien joke," and Randall was like, "No, just take that out."
Yeah.
And because people that will get people
'Cause
that know what it is,
you know what that is? That's a badum,
Sure.
like in script form.
Sure.
But you don't need that.
And that's what Randall was saying to me, like, people that will get it will get it. Like, we don't have to cater to.
Yeah. And if you don't get it, then tough shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a podcast. I don't know if they still do it, but
What's a podcast?
with Michael Ian Black, and I don't remember if he was with David or Michael, but it was at least one of the other guys. And it was same thing, like Absurdist, where they're like taking a topic and we're telling you all about it, right? So the particular issue, or this particular topic of that episode that I watched, was on jazz music. Like, we're going to explain jazz music to you, which is a kind of just parodying kind of podcast that explains whatever that topic is. Sure. Experts come on and they explain that to you, right?
Yeah.
So the problem I had is I wouldn't call myself a jazz expert, but I enjoy it and I know some things, right? But like 10 seconds into listening to the episode, you knew that they didn't know anything about the subject, which is fine because that's what they're going for. They're going for the absurd. So they're saying stuff like, I don't know, like, well, how everybody knows that Elvis Presley invented jazz music. Everyone's like, of course, everybody knows that. Yeah. It's super silly. It's fine, but
you got offended. You got offended.
Oh, like, how dare they? But I know they're being silly, but it's I didn't enjoy it because there's no foundation there, as opposed to like Book of Mormon. Like, one of the things everyone talked about was like how well like researched, I guess, Matt and Trey were on the actual Mormonism religion, right? So even like Mormon people like appreciated the humor in there because they got it right. So that's one of those things, like if you're doing like a deep cut or something like that, like if you get it and someone else get it, it's almost like this bond that the creators,
of course,
and you have,
of course.
Like, it's like a wink to you. Like, you almost feel like, oh, that's a wink to me myself, because I'm giggling and no one else is giggling. So that's my joke. That's for me.
It's like even when we watched Nope, how they had that reference to Akira. Like, not everybody's going to get that reference, but the few people, not few, but the thousands of people that have seen,
will know.
Yeah, that have seen Akira, or at least that angle.
Right.
And then it's more appreciated. Because I think my friend Tupac said it best, as I've referenced before, you are appreciated. And so the other parts of this movie, they look into the camera, Wain in the background, when they say, like, it's serious, here, look at this, and they show her binary. I thought that was very silly, because I mean, I don't know how to read binary. I know it's just ones and zeros, but it made me write that down for later because I thought that was actually quite silly. So, I mean, all my notes are really just about the movie itself, of course. like he said party tomatoes when they're both dressed as Ben Franklin,
Right.
and he dropped off his party tomatoes, but she had apples. I don't.
Like that's the point. Like it's so absurd, and it works in the context of just being silly. Like it's absolutely silly.
Yeah.
But like the movie in general, like I don't appreciate a parody movie where it's just explaining everything, like, and expecting me to laugh just because I've seen that in a movie before.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like almost to the point where it's almost I don't really like how did this get made?
the podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's almost
Because they're going into it just making fun of.
yeah. It's
movie.
almost mean spirited, but that's okay. What I actually really don't like though is like the fucking people like going to watch like Room or The Room at midnight showings or Toxic Avenger or whatever terrible movie.
Was Toxic Avenger a terrible movie?
I think it's one of those things.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Whatever.
Okay.
But like everyone's just laughing at it to laugh at it. And there's not that you have to appreciate those movies. You don't have to like anything. But like the description of this movie, like in the Rotten Tomatoes description of it was, oh, this movie's almost too smart for its own good. But I'm like, is it too smart? Like if you look at like their IMDb's, like I told you earlier, like how many good movies have they made? Like Wain and Showalter.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I would say looking at like David Wain. So
It sounds like I'm attacking them because they are funny. Like
Yeah.
their TV shows are funny. Like the sketch work is super funny, but like at some point you have to like throw your hat in the ring and like actually try instead of like relying on absurdity just to be like as your crutch to lean on.
I don't want to like do stuff. No, to revert back to this movie again. I don't want to say that again. I didn't like it. I would never watch this again. But it's also in the sense that in watching it, there were those many moments where I did laugh and that I did enjoy. But it's just not the kind of stuff where I would watch Wet Hot American Summer again many a times. I value that movie, but it's sort of similar in the sense, but not in your face with a lot of those jokes.
But like it's just so like hammering the tropes and like literally just explaining the joke like literally with the lines coming out of the characters' mouths. But like to the point where like you don't care about any of the characters.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's the point of a movie like this. Like, oh, you're not supposed to care of it. Like we're just so smart and like look at us be snarky at this entire genre of film, which is fine. Like no genre or no type of whatever isn't deserving of some criticism or to be made fun of. Like that's absolutely allowed. But like just because like, oh, you just think you're so smart, like let me show you like how silly this is. Like, okay, I guess
It may accomplish.
You won.
Yeah, they accomplished it 100%.
So you know the movie, not the movie, the song "Hook" by Blues Traveler.
How does it go?
The hook brings you back.
I don't think so.
Okay, anyway. So the problem with that song is
It was in the movie.
it was in the movie. I mean, really, this movie should have ended with that song because it's kind of doing the same thing. Like the line, well, I wrote it down. So the song literally starts with the line, "It doesn't matter what I say," because what John Popper, the fat guy with all the harmonicas, that's Blues Traveler. And
Okay, yeah.
what he's trying to say is, oh, it doesn't matter. The words that I say don't matter in the slightest, as long as like the melody of the song is catchy.
Sure.
People will think that it's profound or
Of course.
interesting.
Yeah.
So literally it's super, super, super snarky, but it's so catchy. Like you'll just whistle it all day. Cause it's like, like it gets stuck in your head.
You get the hook.
The hook. Exactly. Like that's literally what it's doing. But it's so snarky, like, and it's so like above, like with nose straight in the air. Like it's kind of maddening when you think about it that way.
Snooty, snarky.
Right.
It's I can see what you're saying, and I would agree with how this movie was done in that way. Like you think you know rom-coms, well, like look at all this. Like these are every single trope that you could think of. Here it is. You have, they randomly walk by each other. There's the montage of trying on clothes. There's the awkward like dinner. the shitting in someone's costume. So it has many things that definitely happen in rom-coms that I mean, it's almost like they're a must-have if you're going to do a rom-com. Like they got to be in it, and I do value them making fun of every single one of those.
Live in the world. Like, don't just be snarky and snooty about it.
Yeah.
And just have your characters mean nothing and learn nothing.
Even at the end, like, want to just give it another go? Okay. Like, doesn't fucking mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And
well, because Allie even says that, because she's like, because you're having trouble with your like ideas of relationships, right? And she's asking Joel. He's like, sure, whatever you think. Like, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't care, then why should we care?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, it sounds funny, like saying that about a movie like this, where obviously the point is to not care, right? Because it's absurd. It's, but it like kind of fills you with like this, like, well, does nothing mean anything then? Like, should I just not care about anything then? Like, I don't know. That's just how I thought about it. It just made me extra angry.
It just made me think of the I don't know why I thought this line where she's like, sit your fucking ass down when they're trying to like leave.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to put those lines in a more, I don't want to say conventional rom-com, like that's where the absurdity should be. Like injecting crazy situations in a more grounded reality that makes it even more outrageous. Whereas if the whole movie is completely outrageous from the word jump, those crazy moments, while they're funny, they don't have as much of an impact.
They don't land as
exactly.
I don't know why I thought of this one too.
Like if you have, I'm sorry, but like if you had like a more sincere moment and then have a line like that or something like that, like it would hit harder, at least to me.
When they are making out and knocking over all that stuff, and one of them says like dirt and like marbles and shit like that, but like everywhere the camera turns, there's a few spots in the movie. I was gonna say points, but I didn't want to make a plosive in this mic. But when the camera just seemed very shaky.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Handheld. Like when he's talking, when he has his argument with Max.
Yeah, like I was like, what is happening?
I don't know what it's a reference to.
I don't either. I don't know if that was supposed to be like. I mean, if that was deliberate, or maybe that shot was like a last second thing. They had to do a reshoot or something like that. There's a couple of times where there was those camera, like a single camera kind of thing, and I don't know what that was about, because there was no payoff for it unless they're making a reference to something that I didn't catch, like maybe like a reality television kind of thing. Like
I don't know.
You know, when you watch Real World, or you watch all those kind of shows where they're just constantly they're filming the real us. Did you ever watch The Real World?
Yeah, of course.
Road Rules.
I have trouble saying them.
Road Rules.
Back to back.
Real World and Road Rules.
Real Rules.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Was there any reality television besides that you watched real fast?
I watched Top Chef and Master Chef.
Oh, I don't know if I consider that reality TV though. I guess technically it is, but that's like a competition. I don't think I consider competitions as reality.
Oh, you just
TV.
want people living in a house together?
No, not exactly like that. But just like,
I watched The Ultimate Fighter.
I would consider that. Yeah.
And they live in a house together. And
the reason why
arguments.
Because Top Chef is a single episode each one, right? It's different people.
No,
or is Top Chef the same people the whole season?
Yeah, it's the whole season.
Oh,
down to a winner.
Okay, then I would say that's fine then. Yeah. And
they live together, and I guess there's drama.
The British Baking Show, like, would you consider that reality TV?
Yeah, I think it all.
Same people,
yeah.
and then they kick off someone. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch The OC?
Of course.
I hate you.
Not like the real ones, like the Laguna Beach and shit like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Laguna Beach. Yeah, the reality show, like
right.
with LC
yeah.
and
No, I didn't watch any of those, no.
Okay. Yeah, the OC. I know. So yeah, of course you watched it. I knew you watched that show. Did you know that Ben, what's his name? Ben, not Foster, the lead of the OC. He's shorter than me.
No shit.
He's 5'7".
Nice.
And I'm just barely 5'8". I'll take it though. So there's actually a lot, like there's like a list of all these actors that are under 5'9", and I mean some of them I can see. Tom Holland for sure. RDJ, he's barely 5'8". Tom Cruise, of course. What are those brothers that are in Good Charlotte?
Benji and Joel Maddox.
They're like 5'7" and 5'6". Yeah, why do you know that?
I don't know.
Wasn't one of them married to Hilary Duff?
I'm not sure.
I think so. Yeah, I think one of them was because the lifestyles of the
Isn't
rich
there's
and famous.
one like super tattooed with eyeshadow and the other eyeliner, and the other one is less so.
I don't know.
Okay.
Are they the ones that did lifestyles of the rich and famous?
I think so.
Lifestyle. I don't know why I know that either. Oh,
I got mad at them one time
I should be mad at them all the time for existing.
because there's that other band.
Atreyu.
Yeah. I'm like, why is the drummer singing? No. No, it was on like shuffle, whatever, like, 2000s.
Now that's what I call music volume
emo
87.
pop hits or whatever.
Yeah.
But the band All American Rejects.
Ugh.
Well, no, because they have like good songs in that. Like
Take that back.
They follow like
Nope.
like particular like chord progressions, like
Okay.
traditional chord progressions. Like oh, that's a very like pop centric song with swing, 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 na, 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 with good melodies and stuff like that. And then literally like the very next song was some like fucking bullshit Good Charlotte song. I'm like, oh my god, that sounds fucking terrible. Like I got the goddamn musical bends listening to those songs back to back. I just thought that was funny. But yeah,
So
they're terrible.
I'm gonna have a hot take real quick.
Okay.
A couple weekends ago they had that thing in Vegas or whatever. What was that called? The reunion. All the emo bands and shit. I don't
No, that was in. Oh yeah. That one.
like one
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
got like rained out and stuff like that. So I gotta say I don't like any of those bands. Like I read out of those 20 that were there or whatever, I don't know, like
Couldn't sit through any of those sets.
no, that was
Wait,
us growing
like,
up.
Wasn't like Interpol and Franz Ferdinand playing
No,
and stuff like
absolutely not. There's no fucking way there. What is that called? Like Take Me Back Home. I don't. You know what I'm talking about? But no, there's no fucking way. If they were there, that upsets me a lot. Because
They were there.
I don't think that. Well, what's it called? What was that? What was that thing called? Because I have friends that went to that too. I don't know if they're friends, more acquaintances. But either way,
that? Emo Fest.
Emo
Las
Fest
Vegas,
2022.
2022.
Ariaga.
When we were young,
Okay,
Yeah.
look up who was there. If Interpol and Franz Ferdinand.
it was Green Day. Okay.
Ugh.
Blink. Okay.
Well, here's the thing about Blink.
Offspring.
I did
okay.
like them when my young, just Offspring. I did like them when I was young. I never liked Green Day,
Really?
ever. Is Interpol in that? Because they would have headlined.
Thrice? That's good.
Mm,
MXPX. Something.
Nope.
Wait, is this the same one? Well, wasn't there one where like Avril Lavigne was playing?
I don't see why she wouldn't be at one of those because I'm just a skater boy and she wants to see me later, boy. I think that's how it goes.
Oh no, this is next year.
Come on, get it together. Ooh, I almost said your last name. Tighten up.
Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na.
Either way, if I don't think.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
My Chemical Romance.
Nope.
Okay. Paramore.
Nope. I know who she is. The lead girl.
Avril Lavigne.
Nope.
All American Rejects.
Nope.
Bright Eyes.
Bright Eyes. Something said Bright Eyes.
Bright Eyes.
I know, but something said Bride. Like Bride.
Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bright
Well,
Eyes.
fucking open your ears, motherfucker.
Well, learn how to speak.
You don't love The Used?
No, I do not.
No
I
fucking
do
way
not,
you would
yeah.
love The Taking Back Sunday.
Nope.
Jimmy Eat World.
I'll admit, there's a few songs I know of his. Yeah. Or theirs.
Dashboard. I
Nope.
know you fucking love.
No.
What's his name? Julie.
I don't know.
Dance Gavin Dance.
Never heard of it.
Senses Fail.
I think Atreyu was at this one, wasn't they? Weren't they?
I probably. Yeah, they are. Atreyu. Of course they were.
They have to be.
I think Glassjaw was playing too. Like,
That
yeah,
sucks.
Glassjaw was there.
They
Like,
wouldn't
literally
headline.
one of my.
They
no,
wouldn't headline. Okay.
They were on like 1 p.m. on Thursday
Mm-hmm.
in the
You took
parking
me-
lot stage.
You took me to one of those, right?
I don't remember. Ooh,
San
Manchester
Diego?
Orchestra, they're good. And then a bunch of other ones. There's AFI played too. Holy fuck! You don't like AFI?
See, all those, even though
What a
we were in
loser
high
you are.
school when those were coming out and stuff like that, in middle school, high school, I never got into it. Because the thing is, in growing up, it was still classic rock, Led Zeppelin, some rap in there. Starting to get into rap in my middle school years. I definitely started going into school with baggy pants for a little bit when Eminem came out.
Word?
No, fuck no. I couldn't pull that shit off. But
You barely pull off what you wear now. So.
I know, and it's hard enough, like wearing the slim, skinny jeans with. I don't even wear jeans anymore. I just wear fucking elastic band stuff because I don't give a shit anymore. We're almost 40. Like, what do I fucking care? But I still do wear like the skinny stuff and graphic tees because I just can't let it go, bro. But none of those. I don't think if you were to play 5 of those bands in a row and you were to ask me who they were, I wouldn't know any of them. You play one of those songs, and I probably wouldn't know who they are. It's just not the kind of music that I like. And the people that like that kind of music, I hope they die. I'm just kidding. So back to the movie real quick. I, you know, I appreciate the movie for what it was, which is a spoof, which is, like you said, like kind of highbrowy towards themselves of the humor that it is. And I'm good with it. Again, I wouldn't watch it again.
Well, no, you're not good with it because you don't like it. You don't want to watch it ever again.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying I'm good with it is like for what they're trying to convey, what they're trying to do. That's great, and I think they got it all done. Like they parodied what a rom com would be, and made fun of all the tropes. To me, there were some pretty fucking good jokes in there, but then there's also so many things that I was like, I could have done without that. But I do like everybody that was in it. I just really wish that I would have known it was a parody and spoof going into it. Because if I had that a different mindset, then I think I might have been a little more understanding. But like to go 10 minutes and like, what the fuck is happening? And then, well, it was like really 5 minutes. And then to get into it, it's just different. But the cast kept me because they're all great and they're all funny. I don't see enough of what's her name, Colby Smulders. Mm-hmm. I don't see her enough, and she's great. She had that one show Boomtown, which I remember seeing an episode of it, and I was like, this isn't bad. And it was renewed, but it was right as COVID was starting, and they just stopped. They just like, all right, whatever, and they didn't continue it.
Was she in that Agents of Shield?
I think so. Yeah. Every now and then. I think Sam Jackson even was in like an episode, which I thought that was surprising.
That's funny.
But I do really want to watch Secret Wars. That looks quite good. Okay, you know, did you? Oh, fuck, what just came out? There's a movie that just came out. Was it? Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a movie. It was Andor. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it yet.
Fuck, dude.
Everything says it's super good. Yeah.
It's funny because I'll see all those posts on Reddit, and it's always the same shit.
That's another one. Like, I fucking love Spaceballs. That's a spoof of space movies and Star Wars and stuff like that. But
you going into that, you knew what it was. It's a Mel Brooks movie. Like, how often do you really think of Mel Brooks and not think of some kind of spoof parody kind of thing? Robin Hood Men in Tights, Young Frankenstein. Well, that wasn't. I mean, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
like the classic monster movie.
History of the World Part 2. Was it Part 2? Well, it was Part 1. Whatever, and that I thought was funny because there was never. So, you go into it knowing, but I guess I should have released.
But like, they exist in the world that they're spoofing. They're not turning their nose up at it, just making fun of it for making fun of its sake.
Yeah,
like that's the issue I have with this movie. Mm-hmm. Like it's
and all the white people.
Yeah, and all the white people.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, her best friend, smoking hot.
Her coworker?
Yeah. What's her name?
You don't remember her? She was in WandaVision. She's Lambeau.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw her, I was like, "There's something I know."
Teyana Paris. Yeah.
There's something I know about this girl. And then when it was her smile, like she smiled, I was like, "Okay, yeah, I know who that is." And so I'm excited to see her, hopefully more in. Well, they're not doing another WandaVision.
Yeah, but this is 8 years ago, by the way, too. Like, what the fuck?
I understand. Yeah. But they all look relatively the same. I mean, Paul Rudd is ageless. Yeah. Amy Poehler still looks the same.
Funny, I felt they seemed too old.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you could the lines and stuff. Yeah. Even some of the scenes, I was like, the lighting in these scenes are kind of rough. Like they're harsh lighting.
Yeah,
like very bright.
But that's the thing too. Like the movie making wasn't even that great.
Yeah.
Like the lighting is like bam in your face. Mm-hmm. That weird handheld camera sections.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
A lot of the lighting was hot. But some scenes it looked fine, but it's just the light sources was just off. It's like they were all sets, which is fine. But it's just, you can still do something a little more with that. Like you can make it a little softer. Like it's bouncing hard off of like some of their faces, but it's because they're so fucking white. Like you need a little bit of contrast in that bitch. But maybe they didn't have a budget.
The dinner looked okay.
That scene was okay, yeah. Even there's a few times the outside scenes, like the wides, bright, probably because they couldn't show the diffusion they were using. Because like you do a wide, you see everybody's hitting hard, but then when you do the over the shoulders, they were lit even, like there was balance. And so they probably had something overhead.
But that just leads like to me to think like just more apathy towards the making of this movie. Like, oh, let's just get all our friends. Like, ooh, everyone.
Hey, we got $3 million. Let's make this movie. Because again, I never heard of this movie. Not to say I know every movie that ever comes out ever in the world, but
like, hey, everyone who's here at the Largo on Friday night doing a show, like, let's come film this movie tomorrow. Like, but it's just like,
Hey,
Hey, we're
you got
so
3
smart.
days.
We just be silly and it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hey, you busy Friday through Sunday? I got a couple quick scenes. I need someone to be in there. Okay.
Right.
Like the Amy Poehler, the restaurant scene, they could have done that in not even a night, like with Bill Hader and Kemper and stuff like that. Like 5 hours and they're done. Just knowing that they only had so many lines that they had to say. There was a couple of shots that were like panning shots and follow shot that you just done. That's B-roll, easy peasy. But what were we talking about before that? Oh, the other people on the internet. Like again, the cast. You would almost look at that and think like this movie should be good, and like knowing who they are. But it's also an ensemble movie. It makes it like Valentine's Day, or that like those movies that have all those stars into. Yeah. Well, were all those people stars when that movie came out?
They're British stars.
Okay. Oh, I don't know British stars that well, but
So you never heard of Hugh Grant
who
and Liam Neeson?
who
Liam Neeson's?
who? Well, of course, Hugh Grant. And I really want to say, I'm sorry, really, this is completely off subject. Nothing about anything we're talking about. Bone Tomahawk. We have seen that very graphic movie. I think it was on YouTube. Someone was like dissecting, how to say that word, all the deaths and the violence in that movie. And it replayed the splitting the guy in half scene, but they blurred it.
It's rough. Yeah.
But like, you can see, like it's doing the noises. And
I can't remember how alive he is.
Oh, he's alive. He's alive.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Like they walk him out and they push him out, and they like he's coherent and talking, and then they just like the bone tomahawk like right down his genitals, but like the crunchiness and stuff. Like I got goosebumps.
Horrifying, yeah.
I got goosebumps. Even though it's blurred, but I was like, oh, like it just made me uncomfortable. Even like the shot when the guy's fucking with the gun and shoots Kurt Russell, and like he's like, and I was uncomfortable. I don't know why I thought of that right now. I kind of want to watch that movie again, to be honest. Like I liked it a lot.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's
just so graphic.
Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough watch.
And Matt,
well, all his movies are that direct. I forgot his name.
What else did he do?
Brawl and Cell Blocks. Oh my god!
I know what you're talking about. Though.
With Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking graphic too. Like,
I didn't see that.
Insanely graphic as well.
Okay. It's okay. We don't have to go into it because it's off subject completely. But I just wanted to say, watching that because I was at work, and it was like the last 15 minutes I was there. I was like, okay,
that's on your work computer. You watching stuff like that?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Cool. Tag.
But like in watching, I was just kind of like, and I was the only one there, but it was still kind of, yeah, just rough.
It's rough.
It's rough. It is. It's a rough one.
Well, because I hate it, but that Green Inferno is also rough like that, but just seems a lot cheaper. So not only is it like upsetting somebody getting tortured like to that extreme, it also looks like shit, and the movie is terrible. So that's I always think of those two.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Green Room. I was like, wait, I thought we both liked Green Room.
Oh, I love
Green
Green
Inferno.
Room.
Yeah.
So I always think of them similarly.
Yeah.
Because cannibal-ish, I guess you want to think about it.
Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Is that a band?
It's a band.
It's a band. Is that, what are they? Scream? No. A thrash? No. What kind of music is Cannibal Corpse? Because aren't they like that was really loud. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. Please, if you're listening with headphones, I'm sorry. But that's how they like. I made me think of like Locust. Yeah. I used to fucking hate Locust, and so my old friends like they would listen. I'm like, guys, this fucking music. So just I hated Lightning Bolt when they first started playing it, and then I started listening as I go along. I was like, this is fucking great. Lightning Bolt specifically.
Well, you remember, Cannibal Corpse because they're in Ace Ventura when he goes.
Oh,
to
is
the
that
club.
them when he's
That's
swinging his head
Cannibal
around?
Corpse,
Yeah. I did not know that
Okay.
that was them, but now that I know, okay, that makes sense. But what is that called again? Death metal? How do people understand what the fuck they're saying? They have to get the lyrics book when they buy the CD.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay, there it is. I love you, Mom. Mom, you're the best. Okay, so back to this movie. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, but their stuff is like super out there. That's like songs that like Butchered at Birth and Hammer Smash Face and
oh, good.
And
very uplifting family type things that you want.
Raped with a Knife is one of them as well. So it's out there, but it's it's supposed to be shocking and gross.
No, I think it's really truly.
It's it's fun. Look up their album covers. Like those are fun too.
Oh, good. I think what you're trying to say is that that music is something that's very wholesome and very loving towards women, and so do you Do you believe, or I'm sorry, not do you believe, are you on the same side of me where, what am I trying to say? Are you, oh, what, did I just have a stroke?
What are you trying to say?
Are you on the same boat as me?
Welcome to Spectacular, where we listen to music and shit.
Yeah.
Mostly shitty movies.
Are you on the same boat as me where you would never watch the movie again?
Which one?
They came together.
Yes.
Would you recommend this movie?
That is a good question, because I told you, like, oh, I hadn't finished it, so I went to my parents today. I'm like, oh, let me finish it here. I had like half an hour left or something like that. Oh, actually, it might have been more. It didn't matter.
That's like a quarter of the movie.
Yeah, it's very short.
Yeah.
But my parents were giggling. Like, it's super silly and it's funny, but so if you want to just giggle and laugh, like, sure, fucking watch it.
I do want to say though, when it comes to movie, like if I were to ask somebody for like a movie recommendation, I'm not asking your parents, only because there's a few movies that they like that I was like, ugh.
Of course.
But it, like, so really quick, now it makes me think about it. So on your HBO Max, there's the movie Eraser Reborn, which is
The sequel to Eraser?
that's what I thought. So I put it on. I already knew within 5 minutes. I was like, this is not good. Because they use digital blood and stuff. I got nothing against digital blood, but you can really fucking tell it's not good. So it is literally the exact same movie as Eraser. The same fucking spots happen. There's alligators.
No shit.
There's the car explosion and they get under in the fucking sewer. They're like, every fucking thing is exactly like, you know how Arnold, when they have that scene with Khan and everything, they go to that cabin and Khan shoots his person and he kills him. He's like, oh, you better call your person. Exact fucking thing happened. Guy shoots his PI, not PI, but whatever, you know what I'm saying, and still does the same thing, giving her mouth to mouth, plunges the note, like everything. And I remember going like, what the fuck is this? And not good though. But there was a couple of moments where it's silly, so I appreciated that, but not like one-liners like Arnold, like not even fucking close. But anyway,
Who's the main guy? Is he from Croatia?
no,
Okay.
I feel like I recognized him from somewhere, but everybody in this movie, like, there was the shit. It was like one of his he was like a U.S. Marshal, I think. It was like his trainer or his mentor. I think I recognized him from somewhere.
Okay.
But again, I don't think anybody else in this movie. And it was like unnecessarily, like, with profanity. There are certain times it's like, okay, like if you're gonna put a fuck you or something like that, make it needed. Not like fucking fuck shit and fuck horn.
Some really cunty weather we're having. Like, oh, easy, bro. Jesus.
Yeah, dropping hard R's. And no, nothing like that. So, cunty weather. But are you offended by that word in the slightest?
It depends on the context.
So,
No,
but
I
then
mean,
you could be.
any word now, I'm like, not personally offended, no.
Okay.
But sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to sink into my seat if somebody says something.
Yeah, cunt, I don't fucking care. I think it's great. Twat, but I know those are like two words. For some reason, I find that more people are upset about the word moist than they are cunt.
Oh,
which
just
is
because of the sound. Of,
and they just think the way, like, what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's moist.
It's funny. I had the thought the other day.
THOT?
Yeah.
You had a thought?
I hit it and quit it. You know
You know
what I mean,
saying?
bro?
Yeah, get that shit.
No, I'm pretty foul mouth when driving, as I imagine you are as well. I think my go-to is always fucking fuck. What the fuck you doing with your fucking life? You know, when somebody does something silly or isn't driving fast
I say
enough.
fucking idiot
Yeah.
like a lot. Yeah. And
I
then
always use fucking fuck. That's my go-to. But
I use dick nose a lot.
okay, that
Fucking dick nose,
I
dick
don't
face,
use that one. Yeah.
cunt whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twat actually use that way. But,
Yeah.
but it only recently.
That certainly was a cunty turn you just did.
It only recently dawned on me though that 70% of the time, the person that I'm yelling at is just an elderly person driving kind of slow.
Here's the thing.
and
I
carefully.
don't care.
You know, I mean, I still do it, but then,
Get off the road, grandpa. Like, get the fuck out of here.
but so it just made me think, like, how many like elderly loving grandmas have I called the fucking twat driving in front of me and I felt bad for a minute.
Here's the thing about that. I'm not the best driver because I drive fast. Fast and loose, like I live my life, you know? So it's not that I have a heavy foot. I just want to get where I need to go because I hate driving. And I hate people too. Like, I don't like being in public areas, like around a lot of people, because then I hate them so much. I just look at him. Like, there's a guy earlier that I was like, he looked.
This is the emotional
he looked
stuff that we're dealing
he
with
looked
that we
good up
try to
top.
hide with
He
our
looked good up
sarcasm.
top. Like this. He had nice hair, a nice trim beard. He had a nice like Henley on, and then he was wearing Crocs. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And this guy was like, he looked a little older than me. Not to say he was, because I've met people that I know that are younger than me that look older than me, but I don't get it. Or there's now I'm not judging, but there's also this woman that was wearing a super super short skirt, but Uggs, and I was like, "What is the point of that?" Like you have all this leg exposed to the bare air, and it was like 60 degrees, but then you have the Uggs. It's like wearing a tank top and pants. What the fuck is the point of that? Now, don't get me wrong. I've worn shorts and a sweater. That doesn't go together. Like, what's the point of that? You're an idiot. But aesthetically,
That was my go-to look from like 2007 to like 2015.
look, I get it. You wore Dickies and
yeah.
Dickies past your knees,
Fuck
and you had your
yeah.
black hoodie. So, wait, I'm gonna
High
do
Argyle socks. Fuck yeah. Black
Do you,
van.
do you like a pullover or a zip up?
A zip up. 100%.
Here's the thing. I used to be that way too. I loved zip ups, but I think I like pullovers better because then I can have a graphic right in the middle if I needed a graphic. But I think I like pullovers a little better. I know it sucks because you're like, ugh, and you got to pick it and your shirt comes up a little bit or whatever. I think it just looks cleaner. Yeah. But the zipper look can look cool. When I used to skate a lot more, I if I was getting too hot, I'd unzip it and it would be loose.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing something down the stairs or something like that, it would hang behind me.
Hey,
But-
Chase, film this in slow-mo, bro.
Chase, increase the FPS to 60. Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'm glad you referenced Chase. Like, that's good. So yeah, I don't think he fucking listens to this. I mean, he might have. But yeah, driving though, I mean, I am very, very
Angry, very
mean.
angry,
Yeah,
yeah,
very
mean.
mean towards people. And the thing is, I'm not wrong. I am never wrong. Even when
Yeah.
I'm wrong, I'm still right.
They're being-
so
yeah,
they're driving the speed limit. They're driving what they're supposed to. I'm the fucking dick nose driving 80, 85. But if I'm in the car with somebody, I will drive better. Like I won't drive as fast because I'm okay with risking my own life, but I won't want to risk someone. Like if you're in the car with me,
Right.
I'll probably still go 80, but I'm not going to make those like maneuvers like bobbing and weaving. Because
I don't get mad at people for driving the speed limit, though.
Oh, I do because they're in my way. They'll be like speed limit in the far left.
That's
Like get
just
the
you're
fuck
an
out of
asshole,
here.
though. No,
If
my
they're-
issue is when when it's like a 45 mile an hour zone and they're going like 30. Like that's
if
that's
you're on
right.
the freeway.
Yeah, if you're on the freeway and I literally look down, I'm like, why are we going 41 miles an hour on the freeway and it should be 65?
If I'm even saying why am I going 65 when I should be going 80?
that means you're the dick.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the kind of dick too that I'll even go into the carpool lane for a second to go around somebody, then come back in.
Or like someone like just sitting in my blind spot. I'm like, either go forward or back up. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, so you don't like that? Does that make you feel uncomfortable or something? Like if they're like right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because you
shouldn't
as the driver should know to not.
Yeah, you shouldn't
linger.
be parallel with anybody.
Yeah.
They should always have at least that little gap. Like
Yeah.
you should not like this, but like this. But even then, I don't like it. My rule though, I don't know if you abide by this rule. So if I am driving and if I can see someone's headlights, if I look in my side mirror, I have enough room that I can get over. Do you agree with that?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'll still use my blinker. So my rule though is this: if there is less than a car
The
length,
rule is blinker schminker. That's what I say.
yeah, indicate this fuck face as I'm flipping them off. But if I could see the side, if I look in my side mirror, either side, and I see their headlights, I'll do it. But I'll use my blinker. But if there's two, that's only if it's like that one car length. If it's two car lengths and beyond, I don't use my blinker. Like I'm just like, why do I exert that energy? But do you use your blinker or your indicator in
Yes.
every? Really?
Yes.
But see, what I like about your car is that you do see that if you're going to the right, that you have that camera there.
Camera turns on, yeah.
I do like that. Honda got that right because that's not on my Hyundai. I haven't seen that on Toyota. Not to say Toyota doesn't, but I even think Lewis's Honda has that, which I like that feature a lot. And I think I have seen people do makeshift ones themselves, like they have a little thing they attach on it. So anyway, you are never wrong as the fast driver or the impatient driver.
Okay.
Keep that in mind, Michael. You are great for what you are, as am I. But I am very impatient. Yeah, I just want to get fucking home. I want to get to Target, whatever it is. And those are quick drives. But like, get the fuck out of my way.
The strip club buffet ends at noon.
I got to
You
meet
wanna
my
get
friend
there.
Lou Williams there.
Yeah.
We're going to get some wings.
Hell yeah.
He's going to go back to the bubble. And then I'm just going to go enjoy Chastity rubbing her fucking asshole on my shirt. I've never been to a strip club. I have no desire. Have you ever been?
Coming to the stage, charisma.
Bo. And she's got the tassels spinning on the genitals.
What decade is she?
Yeah. She has the cowboy hat on. She's swinging back and forth. So really quick though, have you ever been to a strip club, Michael?
No.
Good. Yeah, let's keep it that way. It's fucking gross.
You're being pretty judgy of sex work.
I am 100% approval of sex workers, truly. But I just okay. So anyway, so back to this movie.
My issue is not with the girls dancing at.
I don't have the issue with them
It's
dancing.
the drunk dudes that are kind of like, come on, bro, take it easy.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch, and they'll still touch.
And it just seems expensive. I'm like, I don't want to give all that money away.
Your hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much those things cost. Like, I know you could probably give any amount of dollar amount. Like, what if you can give them rolls of quarters? It's $10.
I think that's when the bouncer just lines up his knuckles with it. It just sucks you in the gut with it.
Got them lined up for nothing. I think that would actually be quite funny. Hey, I got a 10, and it's like a roll of quarters, and just putting it in her the G string or something, or just slide it into her crack. Anyway, so back to the movie.
Apparently, women are objects to Brandon. We've established that.
Look, it's not my fault that that's how it's perceived by the men-dominated makeup industry and movie. I can't help it. I just call it like I see it. So this movie, I would never watch it again myself. I think this was a horrible recommendation. Whoever recommended, Megan did. Oh shit! No,
surprise.
Yeah. One of the comments that I had though, which I will say, well, then watch this movie after like 10 minutes. I was like, God damn it, Megan. And in a good way, though, because if I was prepared for this, it would have been a lot more. So, which I should have been prepared for it. I'm never prepared.
I don't know how you did not know.
Yeah, I don't prepare anything. I usually rely on you because you're the one that says the insightful things, apparently like today. But like, you'll even, like when you did Chinatown. And
you know the words?
Yeah.
That you
used? When we did Chinatown, you're talking about the water shortage and all that shit. Yeah. I was like, And
Mulholland, that motherfucker.
Yeah, but then since then you haven't done shit. So if you can get it together,
step up my game.
Yeah. So this will be the last episode of this season. This is our 12th episode, and we're gonna take another a month break. So that'll be. We're not gonna have thankfully a Christmas special. Oh, I guess we technically can. We come back, we can review a Christmas movie you want. Because it'll probably be the last week of December that we'll come back, and so we can decide then.
I don't even know.
Yeah, because I'm not prepared for that at all to look. But
like I said, I was visiting my parents. This was a different day, and my mother was watching
Tu madre?
My mommy's. What she was watching, what I thought was a Lifetime movie.
Is it because the woman killed the husband?
Yeah.
Snapped.
There was a briefcase full of cash. Yeah. No. It was like some lady looking for her long lost mother, who was the babysitter of this man who inherited his dead mother's home. Anyway, but it turns out I thought it was a Lifetime movie. Turns out it was on Netflix.
Oh, good.
And just I got engrossed by it like fairly quickly. I'm like, damn it! Now I got to see how this stupid movie ends.
Go ahead.
This is Noel something. I don't know. It's probably
probably
one of those Hallmark ones that they just put on Netflix, but.
Yeah, Netflix bought it for
I was just surprised like how quickly I'm like, God, now you're like invested in these stupid characters. Now I got to know how their lives end.
And it was a movie though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit through a series. It's crazy talk.
Yeah. Oh, there's that movie coming out called it's the Santa Claus one.
The Clauses?
No. That's a show. That's going to be on Disney.
It's a show?
Yeah, that's a show. It's a series.
Okay.
Which I don't like it either because even Tim Allen said something about about Christianity in it or something like that. I don't remember what it was. He's like, yeah, we're keeping this in there. I was like, ugh. So it's a movie with David Harbour, and he's Santa Claus.
Oh,
it's a violent
murdering one.
Yeah, it's John Leguizamo's in it and stuff. So who knows? Maybe we can review that when we come back. We'd have to see it in theaters.
I really want to do like a Christmas movie that I know I'm gonna like.
Like what?
Like I don't know.
What's a Christmas movie you like?
I don't know, fucking Home Alone, whatever.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that. I know we talked about it because we did National Lampoons last year, and we did. Well, okay, I'm sorry, we did a bunch of movies. Jingle All the Way.
I just feel like as much as I claim to like movies, I don't like many of the movies. Like it's kind of
It's okay.
We need to get on that.
Well, luckily, this next season we don't have to, we can choose whatever we want to do. We can just do movies whatever we want again. I do like roughly having a theme though, just that way it kind of keeps us on some kind of thing. Like, or we can even have not necessarily a theme, but a theme.
Gotcha. A Van Damme Mageddon season
Or
4.
even a movie, a whole season that with movies that start with we or you know what I mean, or like what is it that I understand.
Oh, this one's they. Sorry, yeah.
But like it's they do it on the radio. Like I think it's
Rocktober.
Well, okay, sure, but like for this block we're gonna do only vowels. It's like songs that start with like A and then E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. So something like that, a sort of thing. Anyway,
that specific example is terrible, but I understand what you're saying.
Thank you. So everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of Spectacular. If you have any recommendations, don't send them to us again because we
wonder how upset Megan's gonna be for us not liking this, because she
should have fucking been here to defend herself.
Pretty pumped about it.
She was
like, as in like, oh, I'm so glad you guys are like, this movie means a lot to her, which I don't understand how it could.
Well, to be fair to her though, I really like Wet Hot American Summer.
But it doesn't seem like it even mattered that much to the filmmakers. So why could it mean that much to you?
Again, truly, it would have been nice to have Megan here, but she's too fucking popular celebrating her birthday and whatever. So thanks a lot. No, it's just
happy 19th, Megan, by the way.
I've known Megan for like a fucking decade.
Have you really?
Yeah. So I've known because she just 30. I think Megan just turned 31. Doesn't matter. Her and Jordan are like the same age. I don't know. Well, I just know we're older. I think Randall's
Happy
older.
45, gals.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over 43.
Yeah. But either way, we would have preferred Megan was here so we can make fun of her to her face. And but where she's
the episodes that she has done, she's made some rather
truly
cogent.
That's what I mean.
Arguments
Akira and Wind River. Yeah. She was on Wind River because I fucked up for Akira, and then we got her on the next episode for Akira, and and then Luis even he's contributed some good things, except for in what was he in the Batman or something, and he was just
it's just fucking tight, guys. That shit was sick.
So hey, did you guys like that scene? Yeah, we did, Lewis.
Remember it was dark and rainy, and like Batman was in the shadows. That was
remember when he was wearing the suit and he had the horns? Yeah, we did. Cool.
So Catwoman has like cats, so that's like
his 9 lives and stuff, right? Yeah. It makes me think of Chris Farley when he's interviewing Jeff Daniels.
No, he's Paul McCartney.
But I think he interviewed Jeff Daniels.
Did a couple of
okay, yeah.
Remember when you were in the Beatles? That was awesome.
Yeah, I do. Awesome, that's awesome. Anyway, so thank you for listening to this episode. We don't have a next episode because we are going to be on break. So we'll do something. It might just be a surprise. I don't fucking care. And if you do have recommendations, though, you can email them to us at spectacular@gmail.com. And you can also go to our website, which is spectacular.com, and fucking message us from there. Mike, do you have any final thoughts or anything to say?
Thank you for this, Megan. I'm sorry we broke your heart, but you deserved it.
Yeah, every little bit of it. Thanks for fucking wasting an hour and 20 minutes of my life. It was a fucking... You know what? I'm sorry, really quick. This movie was so short, but I was even at a point where I was like, how much is left in this?
It did seem long.
It did seem long.
That's a thing.
But every episode of Andor that I watched, I was like, I need more. And
I really need to watch that. Like everyone, all the articles are just like, is this the greatest thing since, whatever.
Well, the thing about it, which I'll say, which I've read in articles really quick, God, we just gotta get out of here. But like, it's not like a Star Wars show. Like there's no lightsabers. There's no talking of the Force. They don't really talk about Emperor. Like they talk about like politics. They talk about like they're stealing money. There's a heist. There's betrayal. There's espionage. Like it's there's spies. Like it's really good. And I believe that they started filming the second season already. And that's going to take another fucking year, which is fine. But like the acting in this show was really good. And I was never a big...
It's just a taut action.
It's not even a lot of action. Like there's a few here and there is, but like it's mostly just the drama in the character
drama
building.
Thrillery set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Great fucking acting. The wardrobes, the locations, the lighting, like everything is spot the fuck on. And there's certain characters I was like, oh, this motherfucker has to die. And I won't say anything, but like I want them to die so bad. But I believe there's only gonna be 2 seasons, so that's fine. But I really like it a lot. I think you'd enjoy it. It's not the most, but when that shit does happen, it's like, yeah, it's like, something I thought of real quick though. I'm sorry, we gotta go. But when people are shot,
We don't do anything. It's our fucking show. You're going to sit there.
That's fine.
You're going to listen to us ramble
Yeah,
about
you fuckers.
bullshit. You fucking fucks.
Sometimes people are shot with the blasters in Star Wars, and they're like, ah. Other times they're like dead immediately. So what the fuck?
So once again, like, it's a movie or TV show, whatever.
Valid.
It's the deaths are supposed to serve whatever purpose the director or whoever wants it to serve. So if it's just like a mindless bad guy that you need dead now, it's going to happen. But if you need him to suffer like fucking Giovanni Ribisi in Saving Private Ryan, where like a gut-wrenching death, like that's how that person's going to die. You know, it is what it is.
Was he the one that was shot by the sniper?
No, it's when
that was Vin Diesel.
Yeah. That's when they're trying to capture that nest, and he gets shot, and he's like, oh God, it's my liver. Like, and everyone's around him, and they watch him die. And it's super sad. And he's bleeding all over the place.
No, there's blood in St. Private Ryan?
It's about World War
II.
Trying to think. I think it's Vietnam.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That didn't even happen anyway. So I'm sorry if there's anybody that knows. Anyway, anybody that was a family member in that war. So I get what you're saying. And sure. And there was a few moments in this show where it was like, oh my God, like he shot that motherfucker point blank, like in the face. And you never see that in Star Wars stuff. Now, granted, it was sort of out of frame, but like gritty. And there's another scene where he's like fighting somebody just point blank right in their chest. I was like, fuck yes. Anyway, watch it though. Okay. It's really good. Have you seen anything else?
What?
Any movies besides this fucking shit?
For some reason, I rewatched Silence of the Lambs.
I'd fuck me.
reason.
So,
Yeah.
you know. Dun, dun. Anything else?
No.
I watched Predator again recently.
Hell yeah.
Just to fucking watch it.
Oh, I started to watch The Godfather again. I don't know why.
What? That's such a long movie.
I fucking love it so much.
Although, to be fair, Predator's fucking long too.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like 220. God damn, that movie's so good. I watched again the other Predator.
Collateral Damage.
No, oh, that one. That was one where he goes like to Colombia or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, it's Terminator 2. Just to have it on.
I was thinking about True Lies the other day, and I got angry because I
It's
can't
still
watch
not
it.
available. Yeah, it's still not available. Oh, it was in that Pepsi documentary. Where's My Jet Pepsi? That they show clips of True Lies, and I was like, that's funny because they're showing all these Harrier scenes, and that's what the guy's trying to get, the Harrier. But then I was like, I thought, how do they get the rights to this? Because like you can hear the dialogue, you hear the music, and then I'm like, I thought that was the main thing, is that they couldn't get the rights to the music again or something like that. But I just wanted to watch True Lies again from watching that documentary. And it made me think of Simpsons too, of Where's My Elephant? And their title is Where's My Jet Pepsi? But it just made me want to watch Simpsons. And I told you, or you saw me, that I was watching Futurama, and I'm rewatching that again. I fucking love that show so much. It's so good.
You literally say it every week.
I want
all
people to watch more Futurama. Next season starts next year, guys. Everybody, it's on Hulu, new season. It's like fucking 20 episodes too, which I'm fucking glad. Anyway, this is a long episode. It's an hour. It's 15 minutes. Mike, so if you have nothing else to say, why don't you take us away?
I mean, you did say Megan was popular. That's why she wasn't on this show. So just Nada Surfs, just popular came to my head. So
Why don't you do a Moulin Rouge?
Watching movies on Spectacular. Watching. I forget how it goes anyway. Something like that. All right, we're done.
Okay, no. Hold on. Let's revert that. Let's run that back. Can you do something like Moulin Rouge? Because that's why she's not fucking here. So.
Oh, okay. So you want something like
make it like a Moulin Rouge.
Watching movies with Brandon, cause we're watching This is Spectacular on the podcast. We're having real fun with this shitty movie.
That's really good.
Hey, you're welcome.
Good job. Thanks a lot, Megan.